Thursday, April 4th, 2019 at 6 p.m.
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Okay. I'd like to excuse any absent members. Make a motion to excuse any.
So moved. I second the motion.
Okay. Everybody, aye?
All those in favor?
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you so much for coming today. We have a Community Development Council workshop taking place. Next, we're gonna have the administrators and Santiago Salinas present the different agencies. These agencies are gonna be going up as the applications were submitted. So at this time, we thank everybody that is participating and wants to use the CBDG funds. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Garza.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Again, Raul Garza, your Grants Management Community Development Director. I'd like to first off welcome some new members and take the time out to welcome them to our new board. We have Romeo Robles here from the city of Pharr. He is our member at large, correct? And we have another new board member, Trinidad Sochil.
Suchil.
Sochil
It's
Sochil.
okay.
Okay, that's a tough one. It's from Census Tract, I think, 213, correct? So we welcome you guys. Thank you for coming out and joining us. Give you a brief overview. The Community Development Council is an agency that is funded through HUD. We're an entitlement city, and we qualify for some funding every year. We average about $1.2 million, and with that money, we're able to help our community in various capacities to help offset blight, to help low to moderate income families, and things of that nature. So every year, we go through the process of accepting applications from our agencies, and which are here today, and for their new year. These are nonprofit agencies for the most part, and they rely on a lot of our funding as well as other funding to help with their budget. So we're going to do something a little different this year. Santiago Salinas is going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on the CDBG aspect and the agencies themselves. The agencies will here themselves to answer any questions that you all may have, and feel free to ask questions. That's what this is all about. And we'll be more than happy to answer them, or they will answer them themselves. We'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. Santiago?
Okay, good evening, council. For the record, Santiago Salinas, CDBG manager. Before you, I believe you'll have a spreadsheet with all the agencies in order and amount requested, and a section for comments. That's for you all's personal use right there. Feel free to take any notes or rank them right there. At the end of the meeting, you'll be giving that to Sonia, okay? And as Mr. Garza mentioned, we'll be doing the PowerPoint presentation of the agency's proposal. We're gonna call each agency up here as we read the PowerPoint. At the end of the 2 slides, it's 2 slides per agency. At the end, if y'all have any questions or you wanna inquire on the services that they're proposing to do with the funding, feel free to ask questions. That's what the public workshop is for, okay? So we're gonna start the PowerPoint, grants management, community development. This is our community development block grant program through HUD, and this is for the action plan 2019. Okay, the City of Pharr's proposed allocation for 2019 is plus or minus the $1,202,202,204. And that's the figure that we are currently working with on the 2018. And that's usually what HUD recommends for the grantees to work when we're drafting out the plan, until they mention to us the final allocation later in June of this year, 2019. So they'll award the allocation and awards to all the grantees prior to that date. HUD grantees receive funding from HUD to support HUD's mission to create strong, sustainable, inclusive communities and quality affordable homes for all. So we keep that in mind when we review the applications, and the subrecipients or the future subrecipients, in this case, the agencies, they're also made aware of that when they're requesting funding. And for the purpose of this presentation and for the council and the public, HUD refers to the people assisted as a beneficiary. So for us to qualify the beneficiary eligibility of each person, they must be low and moderate income. And we provide the grantees that. What happened there? Okay. That figure. Okay. The program year is administered on a 12-month period, October the 1st through September the 30th. So for the 2019, we'll begin it October the 1st of 2019, and it will conclude next September the 30th. And again, definition of elderly. Elderly person is a person whom is 62 years of age or more, as per HUD's definition. All beneficiaries must be non-duplicating counts. So John Doe can only be counted one time. Okay, so if the agency has a program or an activity that's going to run for 12 months, John Doe goes on the first month, they cannot count them more than that one time. Okay, so we're going to start with Area Agency on Aging. I believe they did call if they could be excused. The workshop is not mandatory for the agency, so they had a prior commitment. We'll go through the agency's funding though. They're requesting funds to assist elderly Pharr residents with medical equipment, medical supplies, and medical transportation. They're requesting $5,000, and they're proposing to assist 20 elderly Pharr residents with the requested $5,000 for program year 2019. Currently, Area Agency on Aging is utilizing $3,000 with the 2018 award right now, and as of today, they have reported 5 beneficiary residents year to date. Okay. Any questions for me? No? Okay. Next, Comfort House Services. I don't know if anybody from Comfort House is here. Okay, they're here. CDBG funding will be used to leverage funding assistance on the salaries of on-site caregivers. One of the questions for clarification on the proposal is how many caregivers would be subject to the CDBG program? And if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Good evening, respective council members. My name is David Bettis. I represent the Comfort House. I'm the administrator. And the purpose for application today, or presenting today, is because we are seeking assistance for the salaries of our caregivers. At the Comfort House, we provide end-of-life 24-hour palliative care to individuals, and in the course of the past 30 years, we've already housed over 2,500 individuals. These people have been cared for on a 24-hour basis by caregivers, and these caregivers provide 24-hour comfort care. They assist with feeding, they assist with repositioning, they assist with changing diapers, or anything that needs to be done so that these individuals are comfortable at all times. I did bring a job description of a caregiver if you would like to see one as well. Like I said, we have housed over 2,500 people, and everybody that we do, we have housed, with the exception of one person back in the late 80s, have been 60 years, mainly 60 years or over, and they are all of low income status. Many a times these individuals don't have anybody to come visit them or spend time with them, but we're there. I have held many strangers' hands while they take their last breath, and we reassure them that they're going to be okay. They're going to a better place. That's the purpose of what we do. We invite anybody to come visit us. We invite anybody to come by and hold a stranger's hand, because at one point or another, we will all end up where they're at. Possibly not at the Comfort House, but death is the only thing that's promised to us.
Mr. Pettis, do you have a copy of that caregivers?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see one also.
I brought one copy. I
okay.
apologize
We
for
can-
that.
That's okay.
But may I
We can go
approach-
ahead and share.
We can
Yeah,
share.
we can make copies.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if the slide, but I may ask, you don't have any breakdown as far as city How many city of Pharr residents have been,
Yeah, last year,
served by your-
out of 151 individuals that we housed, we had 27 Pharr residents.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, I also do have some additional information, that I can leave here with Mr. Santiago, and he can pass out to you all. Okay,
Thank you
for your
Mr.
time.
Pettis. Mhm.
Okay.
Now, they are requesting 15,000, and they're proposing to assist 25 FAR residents with the 15,000 for program year 2019. Currently, Comfort House is not funded by the City of FAR's CDBG program. Okay, Su Casa de Esperanza? Okay.
Good evening. My name is Belinda Flores Simons. I'm the Executive Director of Su Casa de Esperanza, and we are an early childhood development program located in Las Milpas for the Pharr area, and we have a second center in Progreso.
Thank you. And CDBG funding will be used to leverage funding assistance on the salaries of the part-time instructors. They're providing on the in-home toddler and prenatal education childhood program. And Ms. Simmons, if you want to describe a little bit of the early childhood program, what it is, please.
Yes, Santiago had placed on the PowerPoint to describe some of the lessons that we provide in our programs. So there's 3 different elements in our program: the prenatal, the infant stimulation, and the toddler. And I gave you a packet for each one with a sample. As mentioned, prenatal is helping the mom-to-be through her pregnancy and discussing all the ins and outs of what to expect each month. And of course, we always are with the curriculum of March of Dimes, Comenzando Bien, and we follow that curriculum. We started a new initiative, and you'll see that at the end of the first packet, and it's called Health Fit. And what we did is we partnered, we got a grant to help with the campaign against diabetes and obesity. And so our whole outlook was we always encourage, how do we have a healthy family? And so the lessons are in English and in Spanish, and our whole dynamic was, how do we respect our culture, because we have wonderful Mexican food. So how do we modify the recipes? How do we encourage that the barbacoa cannot be eaten all the time, or the fajita tacos? And so it was a matter of bringing different agencies, Texas A&M Agriculture. We had the Ministry of the healthcare nurses from Wesley come in and do presentations. And then our whole staff and I infused our curriculum with how can we add more, on how do we add more vegetables, more fruit, how do we get more exercise into our lives. And so it was a matter of saying we all struggle with this, all of us, and it's not you have that problem, it's we have that problem. And it was a matter of saying, how do we help each other? And then the infant stimulation goes through, once the baby is born, the mom and the child are involved in a program where the instructor again goes to the home and provides per month, and the last page will say what's done in every lesson on how to do different exercises to encourage that development. And the last one is the toddler curriculum, and that one is where the mom and child come to our centers and learn the foundations of ABC, shapes, etc. And the first few pages will explain what's done every week, and what color, what shape, and what letter they're doing, etc. And we realize that we have created a niche. We've lasted for 38 years, and we're very humbled in that we survive month to month. by the generosity of the community, individual donations, churches, and grants. Constantly looking for grants. So what you have supported us with makes a difference to us. Any other questions? Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Okay, and they are requesting $25,000, proposing to assist 50 Pharr mothers for the requested $25,000. And currently, they're utilizing $13,000 with the program year 2018 award, and have reported 206 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Okay, Casa Hidalgo County. No, thanks. Okay, they're not here. CDBG funding will be used on rental assistance of Pharr families at risk of eviction. No, Casa Hidalgo County. No, that power slide. Okay. No, Casa Hidalgo is for court-appointed social advocates, okay? And they're the ones that will go to the court. They represent a child that's been, a victim of abuse. So they represent them in a court of law, okay? They're requesting $3,000, and they're proposing to assist 12 Pharr children with the requested $3,000. And currently, CASA is utilizing $3,000 with the program year 2018, and they have served 17 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Okay, Salvation Army. Salvation Army, no. CDBG funding will be used under rental assistance of eligible Pharr families at risk of eviction to prevent them from becoming homeless. And amount requested is $4,000. And the Salvation Army is proposing to assist 6 families with the requested $4,000 for program year 2019. They are currently utilizing $4,000 right now with this award, and they have reported 4 Pharr beneficiaries year to date as of today. And what they do, they help with the rental assistance. Someone that's being either evicted through court or through a landlord, they go to the Salvation Army seeking assistance, and they'll pay up to 3 months of rent for them so they won't become homeless. Affordable Homes of South Texas, they are here. Okay, do you have any questions for them? There will be CDBG funding will be used on the labor and materials of the city's owner-occupied rehabilitation and reconstruction program. A good amount of allocation from our CDBG goes to this program, and it's a very important program. You know, one of HUD's main national objectives is affordable housing. So, well, I'll allow him to say a few words on behalf of the program. Oh, surrounded by.
Yeah, we brought a lot of the team. My name is Bobby Calvillo. I'm the Executive Director of Affordable Homes in South Texas. We're a 43-year-old nonprofit offices in McAllen and Westlaco. Essentially, we're a subdivision developer, a builder, and a mortgage company. We also do home rehabilitation, and we've been doing that since 1976. Some of the staff here, grants, and they're the ones that write the grants. They're the ones that implement the grants. So we appreciate the support. We've been working with the city of Pharr for many years, and we look forward to continuing that. Answer any questions.
I have a
Many
que-
beneficiary, oh, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman. Go ahead.
Oh, just asking, how many beneficiaries from Pharr do you perceive to be assisted with this grant?
7, I believe, right?
7.
7.
Because it includes some that are going to repair their homes and some that are going to replace the homes.
Oh, completely, okay.
I wanted to ask, are they helping us with the 17 lots that Pharr has in building those new homes?
Yes, sir. That's a different program.
But it's a different program,
Yes,
but
sir.
y'all are helping with that.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of that program, sir? Mr. Gavillo?
The the one he's referring to?
Yes.
So there was, do we have a name for it? Oh, the Pharr Family Foundation, that's right.
Pharr Family Foundation?
Yeah, you got it, it's a tongue twister, Pharr Family Foundation. But essentially, what we did is we were able to get the lots from the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council back to the city and to put those lots back to use. So we're building homes on those vacant lots and putting them back on the tax rolls.
Nice homes,
Thank you.
yeah.
Do you have any brochures or literature or anything on that Pharr Family, tongue twister, whatever?
We don't, but
Foundation.
we can get you some.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Calvillo.
Thank you.
On that program, the 17 lots, that's not a CDBG funded program, just FYI. But we, of course, we're collaborating with them on that program. Anybody, if y'all know of any residents that are interested in it, definitely feel free to direct them to our office, and from there, we'll go ahead and talk to Affordable Homes, okay? And they are requesting $358,478 to assist, like I mentioned, proposing 6 to 7 families with that one. Currently, they are utilizing $100,000 with the award from 2018. And right now, they're in the process of working on one reconstruction and one rehab. Okay, next will be Silver Ribbon. CDBG funding will be used to provide rental assistance, utility assistance, and medical assistance services to the Pharr elderly. We do have Silver Ribbon here with us, Mrs. Ochoa. She'll speak briefly and describe some of the assistance that they're providing.
Good evening. Thank you to the committee for having us this evening, taking the time to listen to us. Dee Ochoa. I've been the interim program director for about 8 months for Silver Ribbon. I retired from the state after 30 years, and I came across with introduction to this program from a dear friend of mine, and I became involved as a board member, and then there was a need for somebody to step in and be the interim director. I believe that this program is very essential to our community. Any funds that we request from the city of Pharr for CDBG is directly used for client services. The elderly in our community and disabled are usually they're living on fixed income, and they need assistance when they come across a crisis. We've had clients who, like with the recent rains, had to have some roofing expenses, and they find themselves in a bind, and they need assistance paying their utility bill, paying their water, gas. We have clients who, a disabled person, a 39-year-old who had a stroke, and he said, I wish I would have gone to the doctor and gotten checked, and I didn't realize this could happen to me. And he came, and we helped him with durable medical equipment. We were able to provide him with like a walker and a shower chair. And these are very essential things that these people need because they're on fixed income, and if it wasn't for services that we have, their life would be even more difficult. So I think that it is a very good organization, and I can assure you that any CDBG funds are directly used for your client services in Pharr. Do you have any questions? Oh, and this is Liani Mendoza. She's our community outreach specialist, and she is through a community impact grant. And unfortunately, her grant is expiring, so I'm not going to have the assistance of her, but we do what we can with the resources we have, and we look to communities like yourself to support us. And so thank you for your time. Do y'all have any questions?
Yes, you're proposing to assist 35
Mm-hmm.
patients with this year.
Clients,
coming
yes.
for the city of Pharr.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and they are proposing to assist 35 elderly, as the chairman indicated, with the 10,000. Currently, they are utilizing $4,000 with the program year 2018 award, and they have reported 6 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Okay, the Firehouse Boxing Gym, believe they're here as well. Funding will be used on the purchase of sports equipment for their boxing program. And we do have the staff here to answer any questions and describe the program for you as well.
Good evening, Board. Peter Redondo, Director with the Firehouse Boxing Gym. It's the curriculum that we have boxing training at no cost whatsoever for youth from ages 8 to 18 in South Pharr in Las Milpas area. We don't charge them anything. We provide training from 2 to 4 days during the week. Whenever we have time off, we're also firefighters here with the city of Pharr. And we have training to promote fitness, to promote, to take pride in their city, and many aspects. And that's one of the main focuses of the grant is as far as purchasing equipment. We do it on a voluntary basis. We don't get paid whatsoever. And I have here the head coach and also the president of Firehouse Boxing Gym, Joe Perez.
How you doing, members? We started this program about a year ago, and we are now serving almost 50 boxers, boys and girls, and we're asking for help again this year so we can continue providing these services for our youth in South Pharr and Las Milpas area. We're currently we're projecting and we'll be having 70 kids during the summer. We have more kids. Our program in the summer, it's 2 to 4 days a week, and we do it in the morning from 10 to 12. And this year we also are wanting to go and compete as well and represent our city. So we're here again asking for your help. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, where do you all hold the practices?
Our gym is at 215 East Universal Drive in South Pharr. It's the Housing Community Center,
The old house?
Chayitos. And we currently are using one of our a room there, small room, but that's what we have, and that's what is helping us. Help them out. These kids, they're just looking to be part of something, and we're super happy that we're able to provide a program which is very needed in South Pharr. And I'm also really proud of saying that we're believe the only fire department that provides a boxing program free of charge, and in the state of Texas. So, and we are from Pharr, so.
You're gonna be having this program in the summer, you said, right?
We have it year round, yes.
Okay, and the hours, how many hours do you cover Chayitos?
It's around 2 hours, and we divide the groups. We have 1 hour for one group and then 1 hour for the other group, so
Is
we
this
won't be bunched up.
The whole
together.
week or certain days of the week?
We try to do it the whole week when we are off duty.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you, Mr. Perez.
Is the Firehouse Boxing part of a bigger organization, or is that just here locally?
It is locally, but we are under USA Boxing,
Okay.
and we are licensed, we are insured, and the kids that we plan to compete, they will also be licensed as well. So that's how we use the funds as well, to get licensed, to pay for the insurances, and hopefully to go compete as well.
You're gonna purchase equipment, you said, right, with that? Because I know Chayito. I
Yes.
know the Chayito, and it's a very small,
It is a
your
very small building, and we are in need of a boxing ring.
okay,
Right now, we do go out of our gym to go spar at different gyms,
okay.
and one of the things we don't have right now is a gym. So we do want to get a competition ring where we can also host competitions here in the city of Pharr as well.
I'm gonna be probably a bit out of place, but we've got the new library. We've got a gorgeous gym right there that you guys can use. Yeah, and it's from the city of Pharr. You can, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep that in mind.
Any other questions?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the Firehouse Boxing Gym is proposing to assist 55 eligible Pharr children with the requested $10,000 for program year 2019. Currently, they are utilizing $10,000 with the 2018 award, and they have reported 21 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Okay, Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley. CDBG funding will be used on the Pharr Senior Feeding Program. And we have Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley here, Mr. Omar Rodriguez, and he'll brief you on the program, what it is. Okay, thank you, Omar.
Thank you. This one? Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to the council this evening, and thank you to Santiago for putting the presentation together. It looks really great. I like the new format. And also thanks to Sonia and Raul for their assistance as well. On the food bank, what we are going to do on our budget is work off the 89 clients that we are currently serving through our feeding programs. And we want to increase the number of clients to 329 clients. And what they will be receiving is roughly a 40-pound bag of free food assistance. There's going to be a photo that I sent to Santiago that he's going to put into your packet so you can see what 40 pounds of food looks like. And that's going to be at a cost at about $8.54 per client. And they'll be receiving a 40-pound bag of food once a month for 11 months. And these are going to be seniors that are already deemed to be low-income population. And they're going to be residents of the Mesquite Terrace and the Sunset Terrace Senior Village. So they are going to be Pharr residents and a presumed population as well. And the seniors are a very vulnerable population. We want to make sure they get the nutrition that they need. They actually need nutrition to make sure that their medications and any other kind of regime is going to be effective for them. So we want to make sure that they're healthy. Aside from that, on the question that was on there, we basically have something called shared maintenance. And at about 19 cents a pound, we are able to provide food assistance. And that shared maintenance actually goes to our warehousing, our transportation, and so on and so forth for that. So it's going to be 19 cents a pound, which equals to about $8.54 per person. Aside from that, any other questions that the council may have?
I'm sorry, you said how many families or?
We are going by units, so we're going by actual individuals. So
Okay.
we're looking at, in this budget at 329.
329.
Yeah, so we should be adding
329?
329, 329. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and we're right down the street at the Old Valley Fruit Company. So if you ever want to visit us, please come and visit us, and we'd like to show you around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so the food bank's requesting $30,915 on the activity. They're proposing to assist 218 elderly with $30,915, and currently they are utilizing $10,000 with their 2018 award, and they have reported 89 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Boys and Girls Club of Pharr. CDBG funding will be used to enhance the programming provided to the low moderate income clients of the Pharr community, and I believe their executive director, Mr. Mata, is here, and we'll have him speak briefly also on the program. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alfredo Mata. I'm the executive director for the Boys and Girls Club of Pharr. We have two traditional after-school sites. We operate Monday through Friday, and we call Boys and Girls Club out-of-school time. So that's the biggest chunk of time that children have that's not mandatory. School, for example, they're there 8 hours, but that's mandatory. You have to go to school. Sleep, it's not mandatory, but you kind of need it. So that's another biggest time slot. So out of school time is the biggest non-mandatory time. So that's why we're open 3 o'clock right after school till 8 o'clock in the evening for the children. One of the questions that was posed up here is describe what the funds will specifically be used for. So a child gets out of school, goes to the Boys and Girls Club. They are using the Boys and Girls Club bus. They're using the bus driver to take them from school to the Boys and Girls Club. We feed them every day after school. Okay, so the funds are going to be used to have the staff to help the kids with the homework after they have their dinner. We call it supper. After they have their supper, they do their homework. We have to staff that program at our both sites here in Pharr for Pharr residents. So we're going to use some of the funds, which the budget is in the application, but for the staff and for supplies, pencils, notebooks, erasers, things that students shouldn't have excuses for to not do their homework. After they're done with their homework, then they go to arts and crafts. So we have to supply the supplies, pay for the supplies, and pay for the employees to program with them. After arts and crafts, then they go to the recreation room where they can play billiards or ping pong or Nintendo games. After that, then they go to the gym to participate in physical fitness programs. So in every portion of the Boys and Girls Club, it's 45-minute sections. There's a staff person or 2 staff people with supplies. So the funds will be used specifically to fund the CDBG served portion of those kids. You know, it's a lot of funding goes into this. We're a $1.5 million organization. So if you think of a child, one child, it has 100% expenses, 25% will be charged to one grant. 25% will be charged to another grant. CDBG hopefully will be charged 25% of that grant. So altogether, our goal is to fund 100% of that child. That way, nothing comes out of pocket for the Boys and Girls Club because we are a nonprofit organization. The next question on there, sorry, you advanced a little bit, was what on-site properties of the club will the funds be used at? That's 1026 South First Street. That's our central Pharr location. And 206 East Las Milpas Road. I'm sorry, 302 East Las Milpas Road. That's on Las Milpas Road in South Pharr. Those are 2 after-school sites in Pharr, Texas, serving our Pharr residents. What age category will CDBG funds be benefiting the most? We serve boys and girls grades kinder all the way to 12th grade. So 5 to 17, 18, very few 19-year-olds. But the majority of them will be elementary kids because unfortunately once they're in 10th, 11th, 12th, they're too cool to go to a Boys and Girls Club. So we lose them, and they're also in band and sports, heavily in sports, already applying for scholarships in college. So the majority will be elementary to about 6th, 7th grade. Any questions for the Boys and Girls Club?
How many children do you currently have right now?
We currently have 5,000 kids that are registered. They signed a registration form to go to the Boys and Girls Club. Of that, 3,500 are from Pharr.
From Pharr.
Okay. Last year when we were funded, we served on 954 Pharr cases. So that averaged to about $160 per child based on what we requested.
Is this year-round?
Yes, ma'am, it's year-round. We're closed for 3 total weeks throughout the year. But like today, right now, we're there at the Boys and Girls Clubs, 3 to 8 o'clock every day, year-round. During the summertime, we're open June, July, and August from 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. You know, it replaces school, pretty much. But it's you know, it's voluntary. You don't have to go to the Boys and Girls Club, but people do go.
Excuse me. And these are hot meals that are served in the summer
these are
also?
hot meals. If you can imagine the school district, the program they use to get reimbursed for their food, it's hot, it's nutritious, it has to be nutritious, USDA approved to be healthy. We have that same program. We were working with the school district for a very long time. We learned a couple of things every year. Every year they taught us. They're really cool people. And we applied on our own. And now we have that grant ourselves, so that program costs us nothing, and we feed the kids hot, healthy meals every day at both sites.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Do you guys help them with homework and stuff like that, tutoring and stuff like that?
Yes, we also have a collaboration with UTRGV and STC, where volunteers come to our site, and they also recognize the Boys and Girls Club Pharr as a place to do their hours to get money for college.
Okay,
So we're a site, and we help them with their homework, and we tutor them as well.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, and they are requesting 150,000, and they're proposing to assist 110 Pharr children with the 6 core programs the club talked about right now. Currently, Boys and Girls Club is not funded by the City of FAR's CDBG program. The Children's Advocacy Center. No. Okay. CDBG funding will be used on the salaries of the staff providing direct services to the FAR children as abuse victims. And in talking to them, they will be funding, it's a team of 4 forensic interviewers, and they use kind of like a medical triage system on the funding. So what each staff member uses and in the interview, that's what is being charged to CDBG. So it's going to be to leverage assistance on the salaries of these 4 team forensic interviewers. They're requesting $15,000, and they're proposing to assist 85 FAR children with the requested $15,000. Currently, Children's Advocacy Center is utilizing $15,000 with the program year 2018 award, and they have reported 55 FAR beneficiaries year to date. Amigos del Valle? Amigos del Valle is here? Okay, great. CDBG funding will be used on the agency's Meal on Wheels program to deliver hot meals to the homebound elderly FAR residents. And we have them here to speak on the program. Okay, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Isabel Aranda, and I'm with Amigos del Valle, and I have with me
Fabiola Ramirez, and I'm also with Amigos del Valle.
what we do at Amigos del Valle is that we've been around for about 44 years, serving the senior population with housing, low-income to low-income seniors. We help them with meals. We have senior centers, 28 senior centers, where they can go and receive free meals, and we have activities for them. We don't charge the clients, the participants, anything. It is free of charge. And the program that we are requesting the funding for this evening is for the, like Santiago said, for the home delivered meals, for the Meals on Wheels. And what we do is that we serve 1 hot meal daily, Monday through Friday, to seniors that are homebound. These are seniors that stay at home, I'm gonna say almost 100% of the time due to maybe medical problems. And this hot meal that they receive helps them a lot to stay, to stay at home, because we have seen a trend where, seniors that are more vulnerable tend to be placed at nursing homes, or they go to hospitals for a long time and then placed at rehab centers. So what we try to do is to help them stay as independent as possible. And this hot meal that we serve every day sure helps a lot, with this purpose that we have at Amigos del Valle. I don't know if you have any questions that we can answer for you.
Is there a certain time that you all serve the meals from? Is it like in the morning, or is it
Yes, we have a delivery time set already from 10:30 all the way to 1:30, and purpose that we do this time is to keep the temperature, at so it can stay warm, and it can be a hot meal when they receive it at home.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Where's the food made, or where's the central kitchen?
We have a central kitchen in San Benito, and then we have some delivery trucks that we use to deliver to the senior centers. And the meals that we deliver here at the city of Pharr are delivered from the senior center that we have in the city of San Juan. But here at the city of Pharr, we do have a housing project where we serve meals to seniors that are more independent and can attend the senior center. Yes. Any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, and Amigos del Valle, excuse me, Amigos del Valle is requesting $25,000, proposing to assist 14 homebound elderly FAR residents with the requested $25,000 in program year 2019. Currently, they are utilizing $10,000 with the 2018 award, and they have reported 14 FAR beneficiaries year to date. Okay, the Rio Grande Valley Literacy Center. Okay. CDBG funding will be used on the salaries of 5 to 6 teachers providing classes to eligible Pharr residents at 6 locations. And we have the director here, Mrs. Farias.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for continuing to support us year after year. Thank you, Raul. Sonia, we work very closely with Santiago. I'd like to thank everyone for allowing me to speak to you for a few minutes. The program itself, next year we'll have a 20th anniversary. Our program is online. Students register online for ESL, GED, and the ESL goes from level 1 through level 5. And as you well know, not just in the Valley, but in the state of Texas, where over 50% of adults do not know how to read or write in Spanish or English. And so this program is very beneficial to them. They need to get out and work. They need to get out in the workforce, get their GED, whether they get it in English or in Spanish. We have both. We have locations. We have, it said 6 on the thing. We have 7 locations presently, and next year we hope to add 2 more. In the Pharr location, in the Pharr library, we have 3 classes. Some classes are from 9 to 12 at noon. Some are from 12 noon to 2:30 before parents, some of these adults get out and go pick up their children at school. And then others are after they get out of work at 6 o'clock. They go, to classes from 5:30, sometimes from 6 o'clock to 8 to 9. Okay, so some of the classes vary. Some are 2 hours long, some are 3 hours long. The GED is every single day, and the ESL is twice a week. We have teachers that come in and work. They work very hard. They're underpaid completely, and we'd like to be able to pay them a little bit more and help them, help these students have a good self-concept about themselves, because a lot of the people that come to us, they're 18 and older. When they're 45 and they haven't gotten their GED, if you've never seen that, if you've never talked to a person that has been there, it's not a good feeling. They have the poorest self-concept. When they come out of our school, they're happy. Go on our website, www.rgvliteracycenter.org, and you'll see the icons, the locations, all the locations we have here in Pharr, the locations we have in other cities. And is there any questions? I know I could go on and on. Sorry. Do I have an audience? Pretty much everybody's gone. So, yes, sir.
I have a question. How do you get the word out to the population of your services?
It's kind of like word of mouth, but I do presentations to Kiwanis, to Rotary, to, I believe you've been,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you at one of the presentations, thank you. We kind of like word of mouth, and we're online, and we have our card. Our card has the information on it, and we place them at our, the secretary 1 day a week. She's out in the community. She's going out there and placing the little cards at the restaurants, at doctor's offices, wherever it needs to be. I also want to tell you that we have a fundraiser coming up called Boots and Bling, and that's our annual fundraiser, and this is going to be our 8th annual this year, and we look forward to seeing some of you there.
What's the date?
What's that?
The
May the
date?
2nd.
Okay.
May the 2nd. Yes.
Ms. Farias,
ma'am.
you were mentioning about having GED classes, and you used to have theater classes, guitar classes, piano lessons, stuff like that. You still have
Yes.
all those kinds of classes?
Yes, the cultural arts part of the program, we became the educational part of the program, and Pedro took on the cultural arts part of the program.
Okay.
So that's how that was.
So you don't longer have those,
We don't have which ones?
the guitar,
cultural
the
arts.
theater?
Those we do not have.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Thank you, Ms. Barrios.
So they're requesting $20,000, proposing to assist 35 Pharr residents with the requested $20,000 for program year 2019. Currently, they are utilizing $10,000 with a 2018 award, and they have reported 14 Pharr beneficiaries year to date. Fire prevention material. Okay. CDBG funding will be used on the purchase of fire prevention outreach material for the fire department to disseminate to Pharr residents and school children. They're not here. I did talk to Sergeant Jacob Salinas, and just to share with you all that the events, they pretty much disseminate the information mostly at school, at elementary schools to the school children. They do a lot of presentations out there on fire prevention, fire safety, and awareness. They do it at city events, functions, and they also do a lot of the material they provide it to commercial on when businesses open. They have to go do their inspections for suppression. That's where they give them more of the fire prevention material education. They're requesting $7,000. They're proposing to assist 5,000 Pharr residents with the fire prevention, safety, and awareness education. And currently, the fire department's prevention material program is not being funded by Pharr CDBG. RGB families and friends of murdered children. CDBG funding will be used for salaries on the utilities, professional contractual services, printings, and program supplies. The director, Mr. Garcia, was not able to make it. He had a previous commitment, and he did give me some information to share with you all on this. I'll have Sonia make copies, please. It's 2 pages worth of material. Y'all can read it. But pretty much what they're doing, thank you, Sonia. What they're doing is they provide a lot of intervention counseling to families that are victims of murder, you know. They do, he also represents them sometimes in helping them make the right contacts with the law enforcement. A lot of these people, as he tells me, are families that are not too, I guess, knowledgeable on how the law works, or they do have some rights when they are victims of murder through a family member. So Mr. Garcia's team provides a lot of that guidance and direction as well to the families. They're requesting $10,000, and they are proposing to assist 10 Pharr residents with ongoing family crisis intervention with the $10,000. Currently, they are not being funded by the Pharr CDBG. Valley Metro Transit System, they're not here as well. And we pretty much have an interlocal agreement with the Valley Metro system. They're the only public transportation service that we have here in the city of Pharr. So we do go through an interlocal agreement through City Commission each year, but we still require them to submit an application each year. They go to the Valley Metro Route 30, and it runs north, south, and east and west. Amount requested is $60,000, and this is for the public transportation, as I mentioned here. And currently, they are utilizing $50,000 with the 2018 award, and they have reported 5,763 Pharr ridership, pretty much is what we refer to them as. I don't know if you have any questions on that one, Valley Metro. They do also have a 24-hour on-call scheduling, so Pharr residents can call within 24 hours and schedule a pickup appointment for them. They will deviate about a mile from their regular transit route to pick up that person. In Community Development Council, that's you all. So if you have any questions and answers, or questions, then we'll provide the answers. Fire prevention is here. You were here? Oh, okay, I thought they was here and I didn't see them.
You
Okay.
just walked in.
Okay, go ahead, you wanna come up here real quick? Okay, so fire prevention is here, and he'll give you a brief description on how they disseminate all that information, outreach.
All right, good evening. Apologize that I got here a little bit late. I got held up at an inspection. My name is Fire Inspector Lopez. I'm with the City of Pharr Fire Department. I'm currently assigned to the Fire Marshal's office. My current title is that of Fire Inspector, but I do a lot more than just inspections. I handle public education. I also do community involvement whenever it pertains to any events that we have. And I know that we have been requesting that we be considered for that amount for the CDBG. I have worked with Santiago before in the past, and it does help out a lot with the materials that we get. So just to briefly explain what it is that we do with those funds that we do receive. It mainly goes out, well, it goes out completely to the public. The largest audience that we have here in the city of Pharr are going to be our school districts. We have well over 6 different school districts here in our area, and we try to do as much outreach to those that are at those school districts as much as we can. Primarily, it's going to be the kids. So we have, which now they have pre-K 3, all the way up to the elementary level, about 5th grade. And then at the older levels, the junior high and high schools, we do have some other materials that we have for careers, and then also any promotional items that we have that we can give out to those that are interested in a career in the fire service. That's where the funds go to, and it basically it all goes back to the public at large that are here. Any other questions for me, or like to be more than happy to answer them for you guys? No?
Any
Okay.
questions?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So with that said, any questions on the proposals that were submitted? And you are welcome also to call our office anytime you have more questions. We do have the master binder. Of course, there's more records behind each proposal. So you are welcome to call, go by our office, and we'll sit, answer any questions. You can look at their applications, their supporting documentation, okay? We will be doing the recommendations within the next 2-3 weeks. So we would appreciate if y'all care to call us and, share some of your comments on the ranking. After this, we're also gonna start a 30-day comment period. So we're hoping to get it published starting next week. And we will be going through a 30-day comment period where we solicit comments from the public or any interested parties for or against the recommendations that are gonna be proposed to the council. As advisories, you all will be doing the voting approval of that recommendation, and then it will go before the city commission, maybe mid-July, and city commission will be the ones who have the final authorization on where the funding will go, okay? So with that said, I'm gonna turn it back to Mr. Garza, okay, to close out the meeting.
Santiago, I have a question. You were moved here. Where are you at now?
There I am.
From 4th floor to?
Oh, I thought you meant me, like I moved. Oh, second floor.
Second
We're in the
floor.
second floor, yes.
Right here in the back?
Right here.
Okay.
This way, the window that's there, Sonia is stationed there, so. feel free to
All
go
right.
anytime.
Okay.
And we have
Thank you.
Officer Cantu as well, just, he'll escort you there if we need to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Santiago, thank you very much for a really good presentation. Folks, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're gonna go through the process of this. Just wanna let you know, as far as new business that we have, we celebrate our CDBG week every year. And we're, this year, it falls April 22nd through April 26th, which, that's just a national, week. We celebrate it here on Wednesday, that Wednesday of April the 24th downstairs. We'll invite all our agencies to come over. We'll set up desks, tables and chairs, and they'll be able to interact with the community. We'll serve them some cake and some punch and stuff like that. So it goes from 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. Come by, visit with us, visit with them, get a chance to talk to them and stuff, and get to know them a little bit better. Other than that, I think that's all we have as far as from our end. Appreciate, again, your time. Turn it back to the chair for adjournment.
All right, thank you, everybody, for participating in today's workshop. Well, now adjourn this meeting. Thank you.